Hello and welcome to English 380 New Media. I'm Alex Reed and looking forward to working with you over the next 6 weeks as we explore the topic of video games. I thought I'd start with just this brief little video to put a face to my name and welcome you and tell you a little bit about the class. The class is titled New Media, which is a very large topic, as you can imagine. We're going to focus specifically on video games, which in itself is really a huge area of cultural practices and very diverse. We might typically think about Xbox or PlayStation or something like that when we talk about video games, or maybe the Nintendo DS or other kinds of handheld things that maybe mostly kids play. But there are an increasingly wide range of things that are associated with video games, and including playing on your smartphone, things like Angry Birds or Words with Friends or Facebook games, or all different kinds of games related to business and learning and marketing and the news and politics. There are art games, there are experimental games. There are really tremendously wide range of things for us to talk about here. Now, I imagine that you know as well as I do that when you look in the news and you hear people talking about video games, it often has to do with things like violence. Do violent video games lead to violent behaviors elsewhere? Does it create antisocial behavior? Is it a place where cyberbullying takes place? Do people become addicted to video games, and how harmful is that? And so on and so forth. Those are all possible starting places for talking about video games. And really, in this respect, video games aren't different from the way we still talk about TV, but we've talked about TV for a long time, and cinema, and rock and roll music, and even writing. If you go back to Plato, you can find in the Phaedrus Plato talking about the dangers of writing. So new media, new cultural practices related to emerging media always seem to bring with them this range of social concerns, which is to not say that they are wholly unwarranted, but that rather that it's just one of these things, a familiar tune. We can start with those kinds of concerns, but as you'll see in our readings, there are a lot of different ways to think about video games. So whether it's Jane McGonigal, who's very optimistic and looks at gaming as a way of solving the world's problems, or Ian Bogost, who is less optimistic, but certainly sees gaming as a practice that takes in a wide range of cultural activities. We will see a lot of different ways of thinking about what gaming could be. The other books that we're looking at, Barney Nardy's My Life as a Night Elf Priest is a kind of anthropological account of World of Warcraft. Alex Galloway's Gaming is a more structural, I might even say literary in some respects, analysis of how video games operate and their experiences are constructed. And we'll even look at one novel. So Ernest Cline's Ready Player One is a sci-fi novel about video games and set in the future, but really a lot of it is about the past, about the 70s and the 80s and the sort of gamer culture that emerged at that time. So I hope you find the readings in the class interesting and fun, something different maybe from what you've encountered in other English classes or other classes in general. I'll also be posting videos and articles and research and other things, news items about the gaming industry and research that's going on, and also just some stuff from gamer culture that will hopefully help you think about what video games are, not only in sort of like materially or in a sort of literary structural way, the kinds of stories they tell, but also culturally, how they fit into our everyday lives. And hopefully all that material will serve as fodder for your own research projects that you'll be doing by the end of the semester. So anyway, welcome again, and I look forward to getting to know you all, and hopefully we'll have fun and productive next 6 weeks.